things going down in Texas on Juneteenth, right? The first major massacre, literally speaking, of the Black Wall Street, right?
So massive bad thing that Juneteenth is a commemoration of Black Wall Street. And nobody will cover it. Nobody will cover it. Okay, fine. You don't have to cover this. But we will cover the actual massacres that are happening on Juneteenth this year in the Black Wall Streets all over the country. Okay?
Good evening, everyone. I'm Ron Trevino. Great to have you with us tonight. Americans, for the first time, celebrating Juneteenth as a federal holiday. President Biden signed it into law just yesterday.
He don't even know what the hell it is. The man who signed it into law doesn't even know what the hell it is. Jeez. Please, man. You can't make this stuff up. Make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you subscribe. Nobody gonna cover. The mainstream media not gonna cover this. His flubs and his faux pas and his idiotic statements. They just gonna act like it didn't happen. We gonna cover it here. Hit the like button. Subscribe. PayPal, Super Chat, Cash App.
Americans, for the first time, celebrating Juneteenth as a federal holiday. President Biden signed it into law just yesterday. People all over the Houston area celebrated the holiday in various ways. Some of the biggest events taking place in Galveston, where Juneteenth started. Marcelino Benito is live on the island with more. Marcelino.
Well, Ron, you're right. It was a very busy afternoon here on Galveston Island, and that busy afternoon turned into a very busy night. Tonight, everything wrapped up here with a fireworks show just a few moments ago. Across Galveston Island, Juneteenth celebrations for the first time mark a now national holiday.
Then that means everybody should hear about it and be able to celebrate it because it affects us all.
This evening, the community marched from the courthouse to Reedy Chapel AME Church. The march reenacts the first celebration of emancipation that ever took place in Galveston.
Until we are all free, nobody's free. So that's what it really means.
Viola Haybear has celebrated Juneteenth here for many years, but this time she and her friends say it felt different.
All people are out here rejoicing, black, brown, white, all of us are rejoicing together.
Susan Erickson drove all the way from Austin to mark Juneteenth in Galveston tonight. She says it's important to celebrate the culture and commemorate a day that changed the lives of so many.
It means a lot to me because I know the history and I know how damaging it's been to so many people.
Tonight, Galveston closes out Juneteenth with a beautiful fireworks display along the seawall. A perfect end to a new national holiday, celebrating freedom and new beginnings.
So now everybody has the opportunity to learn about our contributions to this country.
Anyway, salute to these people for celebrating in peace. Older crowd, very diverse crowd. Extremely diverse. Looked like it was more non-whites than whites, non-blacks than blacks there. So, very diverse crowd. No violence, just fun. Salute to them.
Now, folks say celebrating Juneteenth as a national holiday is an important first step, but they say there's still a whole lot more work to do to reach real equality. Ron, back to you.
Absolutely. What a great night in Galveston tonight. Marcelino Benito on the island. We're following breaking news out of downtown. Police say 3 people were shot and one of them has died. The police chief says a man on a bike and a man in a car started shooting at each other on Main Street at Pierce. 3 people at a homeless camp in that area got caught in the crossfire and were hit. 1 man died. Right now, police are searching for the suspects and reviewing surveillance video in that area.
Wow. Now, this doesn't have anything to do with Juneteenth. And it didn't happen at its Juneteenth event. But the lady earlier talked about our contributions. Everyone should know about our contributions. So I figured, I would let you guys know about our contributions to this society.
Several hundred people flocked to Dorothea Dix Park today for the city of Raleigh's Juneteenth celebration. Governor Cooper also made an appearance. Historically, the park was a plantation before emancipation. We spoke with members of the Hunter family whose descendants lived there about the importance of Juneteenth being recognized as a federal holiday. Governor Cooper urged everyone to work together to achieve racial harmony.
To accept the joy of how far we have come, and to accept the challenge of how far we still have to go for racial equality in this state and in this country.
They don't want to talk nothing about how far we came. They want to sit around and act like we still in those days, like nothing has changed. They want to make it seem like we're still in the 1600s and the 1700s. So you talking about how far we've come? Newsflash, cracker. No, they don't care about how far we came. Okay? You don't get no liberal hugs. White liberal hugs. You don't get no no pandering. Talking about how far we came. You gotta talk about institution systems and how it's just the same and nothing has changed. And I'm glad he had cleaned it up at the end so that they didn't boo him off stage or some college student didn't write a think piece in the university paper about how the mayor or the governor is just, whoever this guy is, belittled the plight of some people in this country and made light of everything we've been through. So I'm glad he cleaned it up at the end.
To accept the joy of how far we have come, and to accept the challenge of how far we still have to go for racial equality in this state and in this country.
I am so glad that it is finally a federal holiday, and I am excited that we are here and on this land, and we're able to feel the spirits as they speak to us.
The celebration also featured poets and musicians. This is the city's first annual Juneteenth celebration. Tonight, an EMS worker is recovering after police say he was shot earlier this evening at a Raleigh park. CBS 17's Imani Payne is covering the story live. And Imani, that park also hosted a historic celebration today.
Yeah, police say the shooting took place during a Juneteenth celebration at the park. Let's go ahead and show you some video of the scene. Now, police say they arrived at Roberts Park on Martin Street just before 7 p.m. to find a man who had been shot. We're told the victim is a Wake County EMS employee who was working at the time. He was taken to the hospital and treated for his injuries. He is expected to be okay. No word on a possible suspect just yet. For now,
the EMS worker gets shot. Whoever shot that EMS worker should hang. First responders should be protected. It should be, they talk about all these bills to protect this group and that group. It should be a bill to protect EMS workers. You shoot an EMS worker that's responding to the scene, you hang from the highest tree. Period. You assault one, you get flogged 100 lashes in Times Square, the town square, wherever you at. If it's in New York, Times Square. If it's any other city, the town square. 100 lashes. Some stuff is just Like, it's just crazy how this country, we always get it wrong. That's who you protect. That's who you pass a bill to protect. EMS workers who go into these violent communities. I mean, these violent communities and save lives. Do you understand the black pop? We would be like 5% of the population if it wasn't for cops doing scooping runs. I told you about that last week where they show up on the scene and people injured and they drive them to the hospital, fly 100 miles per hour, police escort, take them to the hospital. And EMS workers showing up on the scene, saving people's lives on the scene. We would be 5% of the population. Thank God for them, we 13 or 12, whatever. Happy Juneteenth.
Right now, I'm Terry McSweeney. It is now a national holiday, but Juneteenth is so much more than that. All over the Bay Area, people gather to celebrate and reflect. NBC Bay Area's Christy Smith begins our coverage.
In San Francisco, Juneteenth on the waterfront brought people out early to start their day.
There's a lot of Black African-American businesses and vendors and workers who make the city great. And we want to really honor that on a holiday that's about Black liberation.
Why do woke people talk like that? It's like they're so pained by what they're saying. Like, why do they always... Everything they're saying is so important. No, it's not. It's not. You're not saying anything that important. Sorry. And everybody shopping there and supporting these black-owned businesses is white. All the black people at Foot Locker, in the Prada store, in TJ Maxx. Okay? All the black people is all the black women is at Ashley Stewart. J.C. Penney. It's these white people came down here to support y'all. While you sitting there talking crap about them the whole time they down there supporting y'all. I don't know how you do that. Just get told, like, some of y'all people came over here during the Ellis Island days of the early 1900s, 50, 60 years after slavery was abolished. Your parents, your great-great-grandparents is immigrants, fled poverty-stricken, war-torn country in chaos to come to America and hit the ground running and made something of yourselves. And now you got these Sun people been here for 400 years talking about how much privilege you got and you need to buy stuff from them. And let them talk crap about you while you doing it.
There's a lot of Black African-American businesses and vendors and workers who make the city great. And we want to really honor that on a holiday that's about Black liberation.
The Ferry Plaza, filled with music and food, as people celebrated.
They are here to enjoy delicious food across the African diaspora, from sweet potato cornbread to traditional hibiscus drinks that we drink on Juneteenth.
Mega Black SF helped organize the event with a message of reflection, solidarity, and joy on a truly special Juneteenth. The commemoration of the end of slavery in the U.S. is now recognized as a federal holiday after President Biden signed it into law Thursday night.
It's Freedom Day, y'all! Come on, let's make some noise for Juneteenth!
Others shared their feelings about the move to make Juneteenth a federal holiday.
I feel like while I am happy that it's being recognized on some level, I feel like, of course, there always could be more that can be given in way of Juneteenth, for example, reparations. But I feel like you have to, it's one step at a time.
Listen, this is one thing I agree with Tariq Nasheed about. If y'all, it don't matter. So what that these people gonna spend their reparations money on Jordan's studio time. Not even gonna buy studio, just studio time. Maseratis and Cadillacs. Skinny jeans. Guns to kill other black people. So what they gonna spend it on that? It's theirs. And if you gonna tell them that a holiday that, look, your people was enslaved for an extra 2 years because we didn't get the word to them, that further strengthens their claim for reparations. Our claim, because I want some of that money too. But just because they're going to spend all their money on Jordans and skinny jeans and Maseratis and Prada and Airbnbs and trips, doesn't mean they shouldn't get reparations. Even though that's what they're going to do with the money.
I feel like while I am happy that it's being recognized on some level, I feel like, of course, there always could be more that can be given in way of Juneteenth, for example, reparations. But I feel like you have to, it's one step at a time.
It's about time. I think it's really important that we start paying more attention to holidays that actually hold significance, that represent something that actually means something.
For most, though, it was time to soak in the moment.
I just want to come out and celebrate with my people and, have a good time and, get some good food, listen to some good music and, celebrate the holiday.
Some people in the Juneteenth crowd booed Wisconsin Senator Ron Johnson. Johnson was the final senator to object to Juneteenth. Some people in the Juneteenth crowd booed Wisconsin Senator Ron Johnson. Johnson was the final senator to object to Juneteenth becoming a federal holiday. He said he was opposed to the financial impact of the new holiday on the economy. Today, Johnson welcomed the celebration.
Happy Juneteenth. I think this is a day to celebrate. It was a sin of America, slavery.
Johnson later tweeted pictures of himself at the celebration with the caption, "Happy Juneteenth."
White man shipped up. White man got his act together quick, man. Happy Juneteenth, everybody. Get down or lay down. That's the new order of the day. When these liberals come through, it's get down or lay down.
Good evening, I'm Brian Hackman.
And I'm Juliette Goodrich. Let's get right to that breaking news. A shooting sending a crowd running during an Oakland Juneteenth celebration. Shots rang out at the intersection of Lakeshore Avenue and Brooklyn Avenue. KPIX5's Da Lin is live there now with the latest updates. Da.
Juliet, investigators are about to clear the scene. They're wrapping up their investigation and they're set to reopen Lakeshore Avenue very soon. But this is where the shooting took place, right in the middle of the street. And this is where some investigators recovered some of the shell casings. Oakland police and witnesses say more than 1,000 people were on Lakeshore Avenue.
Okay, right off the bat, that's too many of y'all for me, man. Somebody was bound to get sunburned over there, man. That's too much sunshine right there, man. That's way too much sunshine for me, Jack. I wouldn't even have drove through there. But I guarantee somebody just passing by there and a car got hit. That's way too much sunlight for me, Jack.
Oakland police and witnesses say more than 1,000 people were on Lakeshore Avenue. Many were celebrating the Juneteenth holiday when gunfire broke out. You can see in this surveillance video, people ran for safety after they heard the gunshots.
And all of a sudden, people in front of me started running away from me towards the gazebo. And I turned around, and like 300 people were running right at me. So I sort of stepped into the bush with my dog, and they kind of ran around me.
Y'all be searching all over for white privilege. This is white privilege. The fact that she don't even know the deal. She like, oh, gunshots? Oh. Why is everyone running? These Negroes know that they hear that, they heard that gun. It was, man, as soon as the soon as the trigger click, these Sun people started running. Glacier Glider, she ain't know what was going on. Oh, what? Let me just step into these bushes with my dog here. Like, y'all so used to violence, y'all know the deal.
Surveillance video, people ran for safety after they heard the gunshots.
And all of a sudden, people in front of me started running away from me towards the gazebo. And I turned around, and like 300 people were running right at me. So I sort of stepped into the bush with my dog, and they kind of ran around me.
Some people and a parent pushed a stroller into a nearby garage to get away from the shooting.
I thought it was maybe just a fireworks.
After the large crowd cleared out of the scene, police placed 31 evidence markers on the ground near the intersection of Lakeshore and Brooklyn Avenues. Oakland police say 6 people were shot, from 16 years old to 27 years old. A 22-year-old man died. A cell phone video shows people helping a woman who was shot.
I'm praying that she's gonna make it to the hospital. She ain't okay. She's bleeding a lot. Please, Lord, let her make it to the hospital. Please, God.
Police say they were already in the area doing traffic control when the shooting happened around 6:20 p.m.
They immediately saw a suspect running northbound, whom they took into custody with a firearm. It ultimately led to 2 suspects being taken into custody with firearms.
So the police were visibly present there. And that didn't stop anything. And to all you people that say, police don't stop crime, listen, they do. They caught the guys. How many stories do we do where there's no suspect? Especially when there's a crime done in the Sun Belt. There's never a suspect in custody. They're always begging us to snitch on somebody. Tell us what you know, please. Come forward. They begging the criminal to come turn himself in for a life sentence. Please turn yourself in. We have no clues and no one will come forward. The only way you can get caught is if you come down to the station and confess. Please do that. I hate when liberals say that. Police don't stop crime. They just come there after it's over, and or they say some stupid crap like that. Or police, all police can do is pick up the shells after the crime. All they can do is rope off the crime scene. Why are there so many shootings if police? Cause, man, you know how many shootings there would be if it wasn't police? You think these guys would have ran? You think they would only let off 31 shots? They got caught because it was police there. And there's 2 thugs you got off your street, at least for a couple hours, till they get out. They post bail. I mean, don't get no bail, just get released on their recognizance. But at least they've been tagged. You ever watch those nature shows and somebody when they shoot the little deer or the bear with a tranquilizer? And they put the little electronic monitor on him. And then he wake up and first thing he do is run off into the wild. Tagged him. That's how they do it. That's how they do it now. At least they tagged these 2 brothers. So they're aware these 2 brothers would shoot up a crowd of black people on the newest black holiday.
police say they were already in the area doing traffic control when the shooting happened around 6:20 p.m.
They immediately saw a suspect running northbound, whom they took into custody with a firearm. It ultimately led to 2 suspects being taken into custody with firearms.
Investigators say they're still looking into the motive and whether it was a shootout between the 2 suspects, since they recovered 2 types of shell casings.
What we are encouraging is that the community partner with us and give us their support.
Police are asking anyone with cell phone video or surveillance video of the shooting to come forward.
Let's have an air of cultural sensitivity, because this act of violence has nothing to do with black or brown people, but rather policy. The policy to allow people to obtain, purchase, and carry firearm and not be responsible human beings to own one.
You heard that, white people? It's your fault. Brown people off the hook. I know brown people get tired of this crap. Stop lumping us in with you. Have you seen the numbers on the murder rate in the Hispanic community? It's nowhere near what it is in the Sun Belt. Nowhere near. Like it's not even like close. It's not even like Steph Curry and LeBron close. Or KD and LeBron. It's like LeBron and they goddamn Jimmy Butler. Victor Oladipo. Like they doing alright, but they ain't they ain't doing nothing serious. Why you keep saying black and brown people? And there's so many places so many towns where every person in the town got a gun. And they don't have no murders. This is why, I mean, and this woman could run for mayor in any city or city council. This woman could run for city council in any city and win. Didn't run for mayor after a few years on the city council and win. This is the thought process of these sisters. What about the shooter? The 2 knuckleheads that shot up the Juneteenth event that sprayed a crowd full of black people. Or that shot at each other recklessly. 6 people were shot. 1 person was killed. There was another woman that looked like she was about to die. What about those people, humanity? She don't give a damn about those people. All she care about is the criminal, the thug, and how the white man allowed him to get a gun and ruin his life. Now he in jail and his life is ruined. That's all she care about.
Let's have an air of cultural sensitivity, because this act of violence has nothing to do with black or brown people, but rather policy. The policy to allow people to obtain, purchase, and carry firearm and not be responsible human beings to own one.
All right, Dawes. So here we know 2 suspects have been arrested. What is the latest on those other victims? How are they doing?
Right, those 5 victims, Oakland police say they are in stable condition. Now, we don't have a lot of information about those victims, whether they were just innocent people caught in the crossfire. And very quickly, just a quick recap. 6 people shot, 1 dead, 2 suspects in custody, 2 firearms recovered. And Oakland police still have a lot more work to do.
Yeah, and a lot of video there that we saw. Do we think that there are more suspects?
Right, I did ask the police about that. They say they are still investigating and they're not looking for anybody at this point, but that could change.
Yeah, that could. All right, Dahlin, thank you for your report. Coloradans join the nation in celebrating Juneteenth. For the first time in history, it's federally recognized as a holiday. It's been a celebration in Denver all day long. Copter 4 flew over the Juneteenth parade downtown, which included dancing, dozens of floats, marching bands, and a whole lot more fun. The celebration reminiscent of how slaves celebrated on this day when they learned they were finally freed.
Really? This is how slaves celebrated on June 19th, 1865. Word. You got any pictures? You got any memoirs? Because I don't know about that one.
The celebration reminiscent of how slaves celebrated on this day when they learned they were finally freed. And the party's not over yet. We want to take you live to downtown right now. People are lining the streets in 5 Points for the ongoing street festival there. Groups have been performing all day long to honor freedom, justice, and equality. CBS 4's Dylan Thomas takes us to the Juneteenth celebrations to explain just how important this day is.
The annual Juneteenth parade represents slaves flooding the streets after being freed 156 years ago. Today, the parade here in Denver is both a celebration and a learning lesson for many.
I'm out here to celebrate my ancestry, the history that they went through, so we just want to keep the legacy going.
Thousands packed the streets of Denver's 5 Points neighborhood Saturday for a celebration and a history lesson.
It's great that we get to share the history and we get to learn from one another.
The Juneteenth celebration commemorates the moment slaves in Texas were finally free in 1865.
The slaves in Texas were informed that they had been free for a couple of years, just were never told about that.
Today, the celebration is filled with music, dancing, food, and more, and serves as an educational tool for the youth.
We have to start with our small children. We have to educate them about the significance of where they've been in order for them.
White people suck. Look what white people did to us 150 years ago. Oppression, 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 systematic, this, that, the third. Capitalism, criminal justice reform, race cops, redlining. But a white woman is the only woman for me. Yeah. Country ain't that bad after all this. He should be swinging, right? His brother should be swinging the way they talk. They literally talk like these two white guys walking past and be like, hey, you see that? Jethro? Yeah, Billy Ray. I don't like the cut of that Negro jib. Plus, he's defiling one of our Southern belles.
We have to start with our small children. We have to educate them about the significance of where they've been in order for them to be able to move forward and understand their history and to know exactly what the struggle came from.
Many say Juneteenth is a celebration of not just Black history, but American history.
Just the significance of the holiday itself really is just a time for us to come together and unite and really just come together around the history and the significance of African Americans that were freed from slavery.
It helps to see that people of different races, nationalities, etc., are kind of keeping some of this thing kind of moving forward.
There is somebody shot.
We begin tonight with this cell phone video showing the moments after a 17-year-old boy was shot and killed last night during a Juneteenth celebration in Aurora. Thank you for joining us this Saturday. I'm Jacqueline Allen.
And I'm Jason Grenauer. What started as a peaceful gathering in a park ended with gunfire, and people who saw it go down tell Denver 7's Sloan Dickey they are now praying for healing.
Everyone we spoke with from the neighborhood said the Juneteenth celebration was peaceful, joyous, and commemorative. That is until
it wasn't. Okay? The violence was always there. That's what these green reporters don't know. The violence was always going to happen. It was always there. Nothing, no switch flipped. Nothing got set off. It's just the natural course of things, man. Okay? You plant a seed and it germinates. And then the bud comes up through the ground, and then it grows leaves, and then stems, and yada, yada, yada. It's just natural. This is the natural course of events.
Everyone we spoke with from the neighborhood said the Juneteenth celebration was peaceful, joyous, and commemorative. That is until around 7:30 on Friday night when gunshots rang out in the park behind me. Now police are looking for answers as family members mourn the death of a 17-year-old.
All of a sudden we hear shots, gunshots.
A joyful celebration of Juneteenth turned into chaos.
And as soon as I sat down, I heard maybe 3 shots, 4, 5 shots.
Look at all these police on the scene. Lights blaring. Police visible. Don't matter. And y'all want less police. This how they act when the police is there. And y'all want less. Wow.
Turned into chaos.
And as soon as I sat down, I heard maybe 3 shots, 4, 5 shots.
Around 7:30 on Saturday night, shots rang through Rock Ridge Park in Aurora during a peaceful gathering.
All I saw was people running.
Bystanders scattering in all directions. Police arriving in just minutes. Recorded by concerned neighbors looking on.
A gal started screaming, "Get help, he's been shot, somebody help, somebody help. There is somebody shot."
The young man, a teenager, taken to the hospital where he later died.
The event was very calm and just fun-loving until this happened, and then everybody just split.
Today, police cleaning up and neighbors wondering what caused the shooting.
All right, man. Love you, man.
A prayer group.
And then we were just praying about the situations, that's going on around the country right now.
If prayers work, you wouldn't be in this situation by now. You would have knew you was free the day Abe Lincoln signed the Emancipation Proclamation. If prayers really work, you'd have never been slaves in the first place if prayers work. All this daggone praying. And don't get me wrong, it's a heck of a coping mechanism, and I even do it. But if prayers work, I would be the #1 YouTuber on YouTube. I have 80 million subs and be getting 100 million views per video. Bro, I think you need to do a little bit more than praying, okay? Always praying.
All right, man. Love you, man.
A prayer group.
And then we were just praying about the situations, that's going on around the country right now.
Offering words of comfort for a family they don't know.
I wouldn't want it to happen to my family. I wouldn't want it to happen to your family or anybody else's family. As a society, we need to come together and just pray for healing.
The interim Aurora Police Chief Vanessa Wilson said in a statement, quote, "This tragedy cuts to the core of all our hearts." She's also asking community members to keep the victim in their thoughts and prayers. Police are also asking the public for any information pertaining to the organizer of this event as they continue to look for what happened leading up to the shooting. Reporting at Rock Ridge Park in Aurora, Sloan Dickey, Denver.
And we have a Juneteenth parade in Michigan, halted by a 19-year-old woman shooting at police from her car. A 19-year-old woman was fatally shot by police near a Juneteenth parade in Michigan on Saturday. Police say the woman drove up and opened fire on an officer working traffic at the celebration. The officer returned fire, hitting the woman. Now, I'm gonna guarantee you this sister who did this was woke. They killing our brothers out here. Yeah, them brothers killing you. Way more than them brothers are killing you 100 times more. Literally. Subscribe to my channel if you don't believe me. Them brothers are killing you sisters 100 times more than the police is killing them. And the police is killing them for a reason most of the time. Most of the time, they killing you, they don't even know you is. You caught a stray. Or you turn them down or something. I'm riding for my brothers. Okay. See you at the crossroads. You won't be lonely. She was taken to the hospital where she later died. Her identity has not been released at this time. The officer was unharmed and the incident is under investigation.
Y'all don't know who this is, but check on y'all people. Real shit.
They fucking shooting.
He just shot the fuck out of somebody's windshield. I can't even zoom in on this shit.
Let me see your hands. They caught this nigga. Hold the fuck up, bro.
I know, right?
They is right there, bro, but they can start shooting anywhere out that bitch. And
he shot straight through his shit. Oh, shit, bitch. Oh, shit, bitch. Hold on, wait. No, he did not. He did not hit your car.
That hit my motherfucking door. That hit my door.
Okay.
I swear to God, it hit my door.
Calm down. Calm down.
Calm down.
Is they dead?
I can't calm down, bro.
Calm down. Calm down. Calm down. Did he just get shot?
Door, get down, Jasana. Please get the fuck down. Get down. Get down. Get down, bro.
Did he just get shot back? I think he dead.
Look at the officer. The officer is just distraught he had to end that young lady's life. She gave him no choice. He followed directions. Why can't... I know what, but if she would have just followed the right thing, he gave her plenty of commands to drop the... She had already shot at him. She gave him plenty of commands. She shot at him from the... He shot at him first. He gave her plenty of commands. She would not listen. And those two idiots in that damn car filming it. I mean, I'm glad they filmed it. They did a great job filming it. But you got to be able to film it without putting yourself in risk. They put themselves in jeopardy. That bullet, if that bullet truly hit their door, the door of that car, what if it would have just been up a little bit and hit through the... You got the window down. What if it just hit... That's a whole nother video. But yeah, this officer, he's distraught. Michigan police issued a statement on the shooting. Preliminary investigation indicates the officer, who was working a traffic point for the Juneteenth celebration parade, was fired upon by the lone occupant of a vehicle, who drove up to him at a traffic point. Upon taking fire, the officer returned fire, striking the suspect. The woman, who was not identified by police, allegedly was taken to a local hospital where she died. The officer involved in the shooting was uninjured and no bystanders were hurt, according to authorities.